my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. Now today guys, we're going to be watching an animal video. I absolutely adore animals, so I love getting any chance that I can to watch these YouTube videos. They're absolutely adorable. I don't even care what animal it is, as long as it's not a frog. I've mentioned a few times, I have an irrational phobia of frogs. It is what it is. Do I have any intentions of overcoming this irrational phobia? No. I'm just going to avoid them like the plague. Anyway, any animal outside of that, although alligators I find quite menacing. Maybe if they're little, like, you know, baby looking alligators, they'd be okay, I think. So this video has been requested by one of my lovely patrons. Shout out to the amazing patrons. I love you all. Mwah. So this is from Angel. Now, my lovely, I've not heard that name before, so I hope I've pronounced it properly. Do let me know if I haven't. So Angel, you say, you've been looking into animal videos recently, and I know a channel that you would really enjoy. His name is Casual Geographic, aka, is it Mamadou or Mamadou? And he's a young man that tells incredible stories or educational things about animals from all over the world. And he does it in an extremely funny way. He's very similar to the Fat Electrician in both style and charisma. This video on why honey badgers don't fear God should be a pretty good intro to his channel. So yeah, this video is called Why Honey Badgers Don't Fear God or Lions. Now, I don't think I've actually seen too much of honey badgers. I'm not sure. What are they? They look a little bit like a teeny weeny bear. Oh, bless them. So yes, I have actually seen one of Casual Geographic's videos before. I think it was the monkeys, wasn't it? It was called something. I mean, a few months ago, so we are talking about 200 videos ago. I think it was called something like Monkeys or Nature's Comedians or something along those lines, but it's very, very funny. Guys, if you haven't checked that video out, please go. If you're wanting a laugh, a good belly laugh, it's all about the monkeys. They're so cheeky, they're so funny. But okay, so now we are going to be watching honey badgers. So I don't think I've ever seen one before. Right, so let's crack on with the video, guys, because you know what I'm like, I've already done talking for an awful 3 minutes now. Guys, if you're enjoying these reactions as well, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, my lovelies. If you're interested, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. That link is over here. And if you would like to help support my channel any further, I have a Patreon account. And if you fancy checking that out at all, that link is in the description below. Right, come on then, let's have a laugh. Oh, obviously they are badger-like, aren't they? They look like a cross between a little bear and a badger.
Honey badgers are the most disrespectful force in nature, and that's putting them over orcas. Because at least when an orca shot puts a seal, you can argue it's just testing a new hunting strategy. But honey badgers will look for negativity in situations where they have nothing to gain. Why would a honey badger test an oryx 10 times its size, get launched only to immediately do it again? Because honey badgers come into the world deciding they don't want peace, they want problems. They don't want compromise, they seek conflict. If orcas are homicidal sea Oreos, then honey badgers are double stuffed with audacity. If I ever make a list of the top 5 animals with black Air Force energy, honey badgers would be a first ballot choice. But like any kid that acts out in school, to really understand just what makes a honey badger such a one-man hate campaign, you gotta look at its family. When you talk about mammalian carnivores, you can really simplify it into 2 classes, Team Cat and Team Dog.
Okay.
Team Cat would be feliform, which translates to cat-like carnivores, which would obviously include wild cats, but also cats that aren't really cats like hyenas, mongooses like the meerkat, and a bunch of other animals you've probably never heard of.
Oh, that's not a fossa, is it? Yeah, that's quite surprising actually. I thought a hyena fell more into the canine family. No, it's a cat. Is it? A fossa.
On the other side is Caniformia, which are the dog-like carnivores. This includes dogs, wild,
Foxes.
Unhinged dogs, dogs on steroids, smaller but more street-smart dogs, and a special group of water dogs that decided they had enough of the nonsense and disrespect of the dirt world and were going to take their chances out in the ocean. Results have been varied. But you also have another family known as the Mustelidae squad, and they were kind of in a weird spot. They weren't the biggest, definitely weren't the fastest. not the smartest, and for the most part they're solitary, meaning they rarely have a numbers advantage. So their only real option was to overcompensate the way anyone that overmatched would.
I've got to pause this so I can just check out. Okay, so the animals that we have here. Oh, we've got the Latin names or the genus, is it? I'll have to try and identify them on site. Okay, so I can definitely see a skunk there. What else have we got? Is that an otter? Is it otter? Oh, I can't name half of them, but look how cute they are.
With violence and borderline crackhead courage. If mustelids like honey badgers ran in groups, they probably wouldn't need the personality of a power tool to survive. Because gang violence may be unethical, but in the wild, it's a way of life. It's the reason African wild dogs are one of the most efficient groups at canceling life subscriptions. Because team play is high-key underrated. Ants are probably the best eusocial insects in the game, and it's almost scary how well they work together. Led by a queen who can almost check in at the same weight class as a mouse, ant society is built on a hierarchy where everyone has a job. Female ants are workers who can have tasks such as cleaning the eggs and feeding the larvae. Queen ant's job is to supply the ant census with new bodies by constantly spawning eggs, and some species can spit out over 800 in one day. Male ants have one job, and it's to supply the queen with baby batter and then exit the census once they fulfill that purpose. They have no rights, no free will, they're basically walking ejac packets.
Oh, that is so gross. They're just studs, aren't they? That's the nicer, more polite way of saying that. Baby batter.
And if you ever wanted to know just what ant society is like, the Ants Underground Kingdom is a simulation strategy game with millions of players already online. You can hatch and develop your own ant army, including rare ones like the banshee ant, which is based on an actual insect that isn't really an ant, it's a type of wasp. You can also unlock new buildings like toxic fungi, gorgeous pearl, special nests, and more. Now here's the fun part. The ant armada includes guardian ants, shooter ants, and carrier ants. Plus you can call on reinforcements in the form of scorpions and spiders. It's like Game of Thrones, but with ants. PvE-wise, you can run fades with jumping spiders, giant mantises, and more. You can choose what alliances you want to join, and then make friends with players from all around the world. And mercilessly backstab them at every turn because there's no church in the wild and hell is not a consequence. Make sure you download the Ants Underground Kingdom. And use the redemption code to cash in on a bunch of benefits the game is offering just in time for the holidays to make sure your army is the strongest one.
Hilarious.
But if you're a honey badger, the strongest army is always an army of one. Honey badgers could be the mascots of Miralax because they don't ever give
No matter what you believe in, honey badgers. I love this animal already. I like their sass. They just don't care, do they? That fight that everyone tiptoes around. Honey badgers are in it.
them, they just take them. And when I say it runs in a family, you can tell the honey badger took something from all of their cousins and made it theirs. We're gonna get to those cousins, don't worry. But first we gotta talk about what makes honey badgers such a middle finger to the natural order. First is the fact that they're not indestructible, but damn it, they're pretty close. Honey badger skin is tough and resilient, able to withstand bee stings, snake bites, and brutal maulings that would certainly be a game over for other animals. You could even come at a honey badger with a machete and it could still probably Eurostep any serious injury. There's even reports of these steroid skunks taking down African crested porcupines. The same ones that have about 30,000 good reasons why testing them could be really bad for your health. In really rare occasions, porcupines have crippled the top tier lions so badly that hunting humans was their only option. In 1965, after a lion nicknamed the Man-Eater of Darajani was finally put out of commission, it was discovered that it had been gored by a blade beaver, with one of the quills being lodged in its fractured teeth and another one nearly piercing its brain. Maimed and out of options, the starving lion put at least one Kenyan on a t-shirt. That's the kind of carnage porcupines are capable of, yet honey badgers can often survive an encounter with one thanks to their tough skin. The same reason they can square up with snakes and then live to try again. Honey badgers.
That's not normal. How? Like, I feel like there are other animals throughout the animal kingdom that have these incredible defense mechanisms and these excellent, evolutionary tactics that can withstand and fight off certain other animals like snakes and porcupines. But while we have these, they don't go abusing it and looking for trouble, and then we have the honey badger, who fortunately does have hard skin, as we're told here, but it's like flexing all the time, isn't it? Like he knows how badass he is. He knows how hard he is. So he's going to go out and test his strength.
badgers are menaces that have been known to turn deadly serpents like the puff adder and even the black mamba into a purse. Common misconception, though, is that honey badgers are immune to snake venom. They're not immune. They're much more resistant than other animals, but enough penetrating bites can flatline even a honey badger. But usually if a honey badger is wounded by a venomous snake, it'll just pass out in an almost coma-like state, only to get up a few hours later and walk it off like a Sunday morning hangover.
What? No. This... Okay, guys, we need to focus a lot of research into the honey badger, because how he takes a snake bite, you say snake bite, and sleeps it off. I mean, that's an excellent tactic in itself, isn't it, really? Just treating it like it's a hangover.
Another fact is that not only is honey badger skin tough, it's incredibly loose, especially around the neck. So if one's ever being mauled by a big cat, this walking cigar can turn around while being attacked and deliver smoke directly to the face.
Walking cigar. Did you see? I want to go back, actually. See that? The picture of the lion had it in its jaws there. Just this sheer defiance in this honey badger's face, like, stop! Put me down! Stop it! It's going to carry on. I love this animal.
Honey badgers are furry duracells, and anything short of a round directly to the skull isn't guaranteed to kill them. This durability is why honey badgers are either brave enough or stupid enough to blatantly steal from top predators, and they usually target leopards. Unlike lions and hyenas, leopards are solitary assassins that hide their prizes high up in the branches where they can't get their pockets picked. The food may be safe from lions, but they're not safe from a malicious equality symbol with nothing to lose. Honey badgers will risk it all by attempting to steal from a leopard by climbing a tree once it steps away from its meal. If the honey badger gets caught in the act, it'll throw a loud temper tantrum, hissing and screaming as it backs away. A method I'm sure they got.
It's like the animal embodiment of a 2-year-old. Cheeky, push their luck. It's like with the older kids, isn't it? Push their luck with the older kids, knowing that they're cute and they're going to go away with it. And if they get caught, they're just going to throw themselves on the floor and have a tantrum. This might actually be the funniest animal on the planet. Oh my gosh.
From their close cousin, the Wolverine. The Wolverine is a honey badger on PEDs, built for the freezing tundra of the north. And even though they're roughly in the same weight class as a medium-sized dog, tankier predators like bears and mountain lions will occasionally pay food taxes to this walking vibe check. But the thing with Wolverines is, they have the strength and speed to catch their own bodies.
Oh, they're so
Wolverines will stalk a potential victim for hours, even days, and there have been reports of Wolverines posting up in trees just so they can wait for the right moment to pounce. But why waste the energy or calories doing that when you can just pickpocket a grizzly or clutch a 2v1 versus wolves? And just like the honey badger, Wolverines will attack anything with a pulse. Difference is, they have the tools to actually stop it. One Wolverine put a polar bear in a headline after clamping its vice grip jaws around the struggling bear's throat until it suffocated. There have even been reports of a Wolverine dropping a female moose by ripping at its shoulder blades until it eventually tapped out. In comparison, honey badgers have allegedly KO'd units like the Cape Buffalo and Waterbuck. Except the honey badger's methods are different. Wolverines are little man syndrome, but with—
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm going back. Right, what is this? What is going on here? Is this a cow? And the honey badger is very aggressively suckling. Maybe it's not a cow. Maybe it's genitalia.
Different. Wolverines are little man syndrome, but with bear trap jaws. Even though they might not have superhuman healing powers, they do have rotated teeth. Wolverines are equipped with upper molars rotated 90 degrees inward, meaning they can easily eat a grizzly bear's leftovers even if it's half frozen. That dental plan is why a Wolverine will eat every part of an animal right down to the bones. Honey badgers don't have nearly that kind of power, but these prison-striped weasels do pack a nasty bite, and they've been seen tearing into tortoises. Wolverines have one more secret, and it's that they smell really, really foul. Not only will they use the power of liquid booty as a threat, they'll spray the scent over any food they find to make sure no one else touches it. Which is why the Wolverine is also nicknamed the Skunk Bear. Honey badgers also weaponize their south side. When threatened or just annoyed, the honey badger will reverse its anus inside out and release a liquid so vile it can suffocate anything near it. In fact,
Based on that, is it related to a skunk? You know, it's a similar kind of thing. As in the UK, we've never seen a skunk, most of us, unless we have ventured across the pond. But most of us have never seen a skunk. So I don't think we truly really believe how bad a skunk can smell. Would any of our viewers from the US like to entertain me and tell me, try and let me visualize just how horrible that smell is? Obviously, I've seen not just memes, like funny scenes on TV growing up and everything, but because we don't experience them, we don't really understand. We can't appreciate how smelly they actually are. So yeah, help a girl out. Let me know in the comments, guys.
The smell is so offensive, it can temporarily paralyze attacking bees. It's not hard to see how the skunk bear and the felony ferret pull up to the same family reunion.
Right, okay.
But you can RSVP the otter to the same function. Otters are considered the most intelligent of all mustelids, and they're a part of the rare group of animals that are able to create and use tools. This one's using a vending machine. In fact, they're so smart that in the 60s, the CIA allegedly tried to weaponize them.
What did he get from the vending machine? Imagine if I was an otter, it'd be all about the chips, the potato chips, the crisps.
I actually made a video on this and an otter report that was created on my TikTok, so definitely go check that out. They're also an anomaly in that they're one of the rare social mustelids, which should give you mixed feelings. Because yes, sea otters will hold hands while sleeping so they don't float away. Despite my lack of emotion, I find that adorable. But otters, especially river otters, will jump anything that enters their territory, from caiman to jaguars to idiots with iPhones. If you want your idea of otters to be completely slaughtered in 10 seconds, Google otter and attack and count how many articles you get. A pack of 20 nearly took a man off the Singapore census permanently. A group of rogue otters drowned a woman's beloved dog as she could only watch.
Oh, no!
Once upon a time, a monkey wandered into the otter hood of the Bronx Zoo, and the outnumbered monkey paid the toll for his transgressions with his soul. That's really only scratching the surface. I already have an entire video dedicated to the carnage society lets otters get away with, but one fact should really hammer the point home. Sea otters have a violent mating ritual that involves biting his partner's nose pad so hard that he can tear it off while occasionally holding her head underwater.
I don't think they're that cute anymore. Oh my gosh, that's like Jekyll and Hyde. There is a whole alternative personality to an otter that it's not very nice. Oh, that's just ruined it.
That is not the disturbing part, because frustrated male otters that couldn't find a mate will resort to taking their lack of options out on baby seals. Something they'll continue to do for up to a week even after the seal's soul has already evacuated. I mean that in the worst possible way. So in a weird twist, out of these three, otters might have the lowest morality, but to compensate they have the highest intelligence.
Oh gosh, what have I just heard? I think that's traumatized me. Oh my gosh. I don't like them anymore.
Don't think honey badgers are just some crayon eaters. They're incredibly smart too. Like the kind of smart that would make them high-class criminals. In an experiment, a honey badger couldn't reach a box of food that was hanging from a branch of a tree. But what would have been a dead end for most animals was only a challenge for him. After a few seconds to carefully weigh his options, the honey badger proceeded to push his crate closer to the hanging box, to the point where he could stand on it to claim his prize. It might not seem like much, but being able to figure this out automatically puts honey badgers in the highest percentile when it comes to animal intelligence.
That's very
But the best
intelligent.
example would be this little guy named Stoffel. Stoffel was a well-known escape artist that would find some of the most creative ways to end his bondage. In one of his many escapes, Stoffel noticed a broom that had been left near him, dragged it over to one of the corners of his enclosure, leaned it against the wall, and then used it to emancipate himself. They tested his skills with a gate, and Stoffel the Black Air Force managed to undo the latches of the lock. They then put him in a cell surrounded by cement walls. Take a wild guess what this little weasel did. Stoffel dug up a bunch of rocks, and when he had enough, he piled them in a corner and Andy Dufresne'd himself.
Oh, Stoffel is a little bit of a mastermind. He's a bit of an escape artist, isn't he? Using the same tactic over and over again, just piling things up and climbing up, but still, credit where credit's due.
One night, his caretaker awoke to a burglar in his home at 1 a.m. You know where I'm going with this. Stoffel escaped again, only this time he broke into the farmer's house and even tried to get into his bedroom. And you want to know the most disrespectful part of it all? Stoffel was hand-raised by humans at a young age and imprinted on them. Meaning Stoffel had no intention of actually escaping. Nah, he was just doing it for the sport and for all the memes. And we know that because Stoffel would allow himself to be caught and returned back to his enclosure just so he could figure out another way to make his caretakers earn their pay.
Oh, it's a game!
Breaking into the farmer's house past midnight was just grade A trolling. And of course, it would be criminal to not mention that time Stoffel escaped his enclosure and entered the lion's den where he was nearly brutally mauled to death. After he recovered, the first thing Stoffel did fresh out was try to find a way back to the lions to settle the score. Stoffel would also regularly break into the lodge kitchen where he would harass staff and help himself to any food he could find. They eventually gave him a lady badger thinking that would help him calm down. What they really did was introduce the Bonnie to his Clyde as they would now try to escape together.
I was just gonna say, I think you might just be creating like a sidekick. A sidekick? Sidekick? Like a terrible duo. Oh, I love Stoffel. He should have his own channel. Does he have his own channel? Oh, that would be gorgeous.
For their size, honey badgers have relatively large brains and they make it everyone's problem. But there's one more thing about them that really makes them a menace to society, and for that you have to look at its third cousin, the Stoat. The Stoat is one of the smallest of all mustelid, yet they regularly put prey 10 times their size out of commission.
So cute.
They do this by relentlessly chasing their prey, which are usually rabbits, until the prey eventually drops to exhaustion. Only then will the Stoat deliver a devastating bite to the back of the skull. And once a Stoat locks in on its target, there isn't a force in nature that can stop it. The Stoat is so hyper-fixated that it'll even ignore rabbits that might be closer just so they can commit to pursuing its original target. That crackhead determination is not foreign to the honey badger.
Where are Stoats native to? I'm going to say the UK now. I've never seen one. I've never actually even heard of them. They're quite small, aren't they? I mean, they're super cute, but poor rabbits.
The only way a honey badger can fend off leopards, hyenas, and even the occasional lion is by constantly squirming, hissing, and biting until the attacker eventually decides it's not worth the calories. Even if they eventually do go out of commission, you can be sure the honey badger did not go quietly. The badger's stubborn nature is probably best summed up when you see what they do for honey. Honey badgers love breaking into beehives to eat energy-rich honeycombs.
That's why they're called honey
Unfortunately,
badgers.
that often means getting a face full of African bees, which are more aggressive and more nasty than their European cousins.
Yeah.
But these honey weasels will continue to eat even while being actively swarmed and attacked by bees. And even though they're resistant, they're not 100% immune to bee stings. Honey badgers have been known to keep raiding the same beehive for honey until they eventually get stung to death. But honey badgers don't care. They live life balls first with no fear of consequences.
No.
This willpower is how 2 honey badgers stepped to 6 young lionesses and still managed to survive. At one point, the honey badger found itself in the jaws of death, only to use its loose skin to turn around and bite the lion back. This leopard tried harassing a young baby badger, only to end up cosplaying as a cheetah once Mama Badger inserted herself into the conversation. Speaking of cheetahs, honey badgers have such a reputation that it's widely believed that cheetah cubs evolved to mimic their coloring to avoid confrontation with predators. A whole predatory cat, and evolution forced them to impersonate an African bush weasel just to get more respect.
Bush weasel. That is crazy. Is that an actual theory? I've never noticed how unusual the baby leopards do actually look, don't they? They don't look anything like their parents, not from the coat, the top of the coat there. That is nuts.
Hell for cheetahs, but another notch on a honey badger's chastity belt. I say chastity because they don't give a f. With the strength and durability of a Wolverine, the intelligence and morale deficit of an Otter, the pure coke-fueled willpower of the Stoat, the honey badger's the only thing alive that can make a bull cut intimidating. And that's gonna do it for this video, which was by far one of my most fun to make. If you want to support this channel, my Patreon's gonna be in the description. Also, like the video or suffer a honey badger vasectomy. Other than that, drink water, hug your parents, happy holidays, and see you in the next one.
Oh my gosh, he's so funny, isn't he? Oh, gotta make sure we haven't got any bloopers or anything. I'm terrible for editing the videos too soon. No, we're good. The best redeeming quality of the honey badger is just their sheer determination, which borders out. It starts to venture into madness, doesn't it? Not so much madness, I think spite. Like, I said I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it. End of. so hard faced. They, you know, considering I didn't know what a honey badger was before I started watching this video, they might be one of my top 10 favourite animals now, although an otter's gone down that list. No, thank you. Oh my gosh, they're hilarious. Where are they native to then? I'm assuming is it the African continent, because, you know, leopards, lions. Or can they only be found there? Can you find them anywhere else? Do they have like a European cousin? Maybe an American cousin? Let me know, guys. Oh my god. And hell, this video was amazing. I've got to watch some more of these Casual Geographic videos because it's not so much storytelling, it's kind of like a bombardment of facts, but they're done in such a funny, comical way. Oh gosh, honestly, he has me in absolute stitches. So thank you very much for requesting this video. A wonderful, wonderful video to watch. And I have a new favorite animal. So thank you very much. Guys, I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.